I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you. These words echo across centuries, attributed to Genghis Khan. His name conjures images of a relentless conqueror. But does this capture his entire story? Could he also have been an architect of the modern world? Jack Weatherford explores this in his book. Join us as we uncover the surprising story of Genghis Khan. To truly appreciate the magnitude of Genghis Khan's impact, as detailed by Weatherford, we must first journey back in time. Picture the world as it was in the late 12th and early 13th centuries, just before his meteoric rise. It was a vastly different place from the interconnected globe we know today. Civilizations were largely isolated, separated by formidable geographical barriers, deep-seated cultural divides, and often mutual suspicion or outright hostility. Great empires existed, from the Song dynasty in China to the Islamic caliphates in the Middle East and the burgeoning kingdoms of Europe, but they were largely worlds unto themselves, with interactions being sporadic, limited, and often fraught with conflict rather than cooperation. The concept of a truly global community was virtually non-existent during this period. Trade routes like the Silk Road did exist, of course, but they were perilous, frequently disrupted, and traversed by only the most daring merchants and travellers. News travelled incredibly slowly, often taking months or even years to cross continents, if it crossed them at all. This meant that knowledge, innovations, and cultural practices remained largely localised. There was no universal system of communication, no international postal service, and no shared understanding of the wider world beyond one's immediate sphere of influence or that of neighbouring territories. Societies developed along parallel yet distinctly separate paths. The prevailing power structures of the era were often rigid and hierarchical. In Europe, feudalism bound societies in a complex web of allegiances and obligations, while powerful dynasties ruled vast territories in Asia and the Middle East, each with its own intricate systems of governance and social order. Warfare was frequent, but typically regional, aimed at consolidating local power or settling dynastic disputes rather than achieving global dominion. The idea of a single empire stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Central Europe would have seemed utterly inconceivable to most people living at that time. A fantastical notion beyond the wildest dreams of even the most ambitious rulers of the established world. It is into this fragmented, disconnected, and often tumultuous world that Temujin, later to be known as Genghis Khan, was born. How could a man from a nomadic tribe considered peripheral by the great sedentary civilizations rise to shatter these existing structures? How could he unite disparate peoples and forge an empire that would not only conquer but also connect vast swathes of the known world in unprecedented ways? Understanding this backdrop of a divided globe, ripe for transformation yet resistant to it, is crucial. It sets the stage for appreciating the revolutionary nature of the changes that Weatherford argues were ushered in by the great Khan and his successors. Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, was born around 1162. His early life was harsh, marked by survival, conflict, and loss. Legend says he was born clutching a clot of blood, a sign of future greatness. The Mongolian steppes were a harsh cradle, breeding resilience and cunning. Temujin faced constant feuds, poverty, and the loss of his father. These hardships forged his character, teaching him patience and ruthlessness. Despite hardships, Temujin rebuilt his life. His marriage to Borte from the Olkhunut tribe brought a valuable sable fur cloak, a crucial diplomatic asset. The Merkit tribe attacked, kidnapping Borte. Temujin sought allies including Togrul Khan and Jamukha to rescue her. Their combined forces overwhelmed the Merkits, rescuing Borte and enhancing Temujin's reputation. However, differences with Jamukha led to a split, shaping Temujin's future leadership. Temujin's influence grew after rescuing Borte and defeating the Merkits. People tired of violence joined him, drawn by his vision of unity. He reorganized his warriors into disciplined units, promoting based on skill and loyalty. His reforms threatened tribal leaders, leading to brutal wars. In 1206, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, unifying the Mongol tribes. The outcast boy became the Unifier, founding the largest contiguous empire. The military achievements of Genghis Khan and his Mongol forces were truly remarkable for their time. Their success stemmed from a highly sophisticated and disciplined system of warfare. Genghis Khan revolutionized how armies were organized, trained and deployed. He transformed nomadic warriors into an almost invincible instrument of conquest. The world had never witnessed such a force before. Their unparalleled mobility gave the Mongols a decisive strategic advantage. They could launch surprise attacks and outmaneuver larger enemy forces with devastating effect. Genghis Khan was a master strategist, using spies to gather intelligence and exploiting enemy weaknesses. His adaptability and psychological warfare instilled fear, leading to swift conquests. Genghis Khan's cunning battlefield tactics, like the feigned retreat, ensured victory. His disciplined warriors executed complex maneuvers with precision. Section 3. Forging an Empire: Communication, Law and Administration. Genghis Khan's empire required effective communication, leading to the creation of the Yam, an imperial pony express. This network of relay stations enabled rapid message delivery across vast distances. The Yasa, Genghis Khan's legal code, ensured order and unity within the empire. These innovations laid the groundwork for an era of unparalleled intercontinental connection and exchange. Section 1. The Pax Mongolica, a new era of global exchange. The conquests of Genghis Khan ushered in an era of unprecedented peace and stability across Eurasia. This period, known as the Pax Mongolica, spanned the 13th and 14th centuries. The Mongols created an environment where long-distance travel and trade flourished. Merchants could journey from the Black Sea to China under a single imperial authority. This security connected distant civilizations, revitalizing the ancient Silk Road. Under Mongol rule, the Silk Road became more secure and heavily trafficked. Genghis Khan and his successors valued trade, protecting merchants and their goods. They implemented policies to protect merchants and their goods, punishing banditry severely. The Yam system provided essential support and safety for commercial caravans. This active encouragement transformed the Silk Road into a vibrant artery of commerce. The volume and variety of goods moving across these revitalized routes were astonishing. From the east, precious silk, intricate porcelain, exotic spices, and vital medicines flowed westwards. In the opposite direction, goods such as fine textiles, glass, horses, and precious metals like gold and silver made their way to Central Asia and China. This immense transfer of commodities stimulated local economies along the routes. The world was shrinking, drawn together by the allure of new products and profitable ventures. The Mongols introduced several economic innovations that supported international trade. While the widespread adoption of paper money faced challenges, its use was promoted in certain regions. The Mongols worked towards standardizing weights and measures, simplifying commerce. They also often lowered or abolished the excessive tolls that had previously hindered trade. This creation of a vast free trade zone laid down some of the earliest foundations for a truly globalized economy. The Pax Mongolica fostered unprecedented global exchange, connecting distant civilizations and revitalizing the Silk Road. Section 2. The Unseen Cargo Ideas, Technologies and Cultural Diffusion. The Mongol Empire became far more than just a conduit for physical commodities like silk and spices. It was also a remarkable channel for the unseen cargo of ideas, knowledge and technologies. As merchants, missionaries, craftsmen and diplomats journeyed across the vast, secure expanse of the empire, they carried with them new ways of thinking, innovative techniques and diverse cultural practices. The Mongols themselves were often pragmatic and receptive to useful knowledge regardless of its origin. This open environment facilitated an intellectual and technological exchange on a scale that the world had never witnessed before, acting as a powerful catalyst for change across continents, especially in the West. Several transformative technologies, originating in the East, made their way to Europe during the Pax Mongolica, fundamentally altering the course of Western civilization. Gunpowder, first developed in China, travelled westwards, eventually revolutionizing warfare and contributing to the decline of feudalism in Europe. Printing techniques, including movable type, also spread from East Asia, paving the way for the mass production of books and the wider dissemination of knowledge that fueled the Renaissance. The magnetic compass, another Chinese invention, became crucial for European maritime exploration, enabling voyages that would reshape global maps and power dynamics. These were not just minor improvements, they were game-changing innovations. Beyond technology, the Mongol era fostered a significant diffusion of artistic styles, musical traditions, and even culinary practices across Eurasia. Persian miniature painting, for example, absorbed Chinese artistic influences, leading to new, vibrant hybrid styles. Similarly, Chinese motifs such as dragons and phoenixes began to appear in Middle Eastern and European art and textiles. The movement of people led to the spread of new foods and cuisines, broadening palates and agricultural practices in distant lands. This cross-pollination of cultures enriched societies across the empire, creating a more cosmopolitan atmosphere in major urban centres and laying the groundwork for shared cultural touchstones that transcended geographical boundaries. A key factor in this vibrant exchange was the Mongol leadership's general appreciation for skilled individuals. While their conquests could be brutal, artisans, engineers, scholars, and other specialists were often spared, their talents recognized as valuable assets. Genghis Khan and his successors frequently relocated such individuals from conquered lands to their capital cities, like Karakorum, or to other important centers such as Samarkand and Tabriz. These cities became melting pots of talent from across the known world, where experts from different cultures could interact, share their knowledge, and collaborate on new projects, directly fostering an environment ripe for discovery and intellectual advancement. Section 3. Governance, Tolerance, and the Reshaping of Worldviews. The administrative systems established by Genghis Khan and his successors left a lasting imprint on statecraft. The Yasa, Genghis Khan's secret written code of laws, emphasized discipline, loyalty, and order, providing a framework for ruling diverse peoples. The Mongols demonstrated how a vast, multi-ethnic territory could be managed, offering lessons in large-scale administration. Genghis Khan's official stance on religious tolerance was remarkable for its time. He decreed freedom of religion throughout his domains, exempting religious leaders from taxation and public service. This policy created an environment where Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, Taoists, and others could coexist. The Mongols also shaped early concepts of international relations and diplomatic immunity. Their insistence on the inviolability of diplomatic missions contributed to the development of international diplomatic law. The Mongol Empire irrevocably altered the trajectory of world history, creating pathways for exchange that endured long after its decline. Section 1. The Unlikely Leader. Forging a new model of command. Genghis Khan's leadership was extraordinary, emerging from the harsh Mongolian steppes. His early life of abandonment and enslavement forged a resilient leader. He dismantled old tribal hierarchies, instituting a meritocratic system based on ability and loyalty. This approach attracted diverse followers, creating a strong, unified force. Genghis Khan's vision promised peace and security, resonating deeply with the populace weary of chaos. His ability to inspire hope and rally disparate groups was a testament to his exceptional leadership. His resilience, strategic mind, and charisma inspired devotion and loyalty. He offered a new way of life, transcending old animosities. Genghis Khan's leadership model broke sharply with traditional aristocratic structures. Innovation beyond the battlefield, systems for a new world. Genghis Khan's genius extended into governance, law, and societal organization. His administrative reforms reshaped how vast, diverse populations could be managed. The Yasa provided a unified legal code, fostering unity and reducing internal conflicts. The Yam system was an efficient postal network, enabling rapid communication across the empire. Genghis Khan adopted useful knowledge and technologies from conquered societies. He incorporated siege engineers, learned administrative techniques, and utilized talents from different cultures. This pragmatism and openness to learning were key to the empire's adaptability. His innovations were crucial for the cohesion and endurance of the empire. Genghis Khan was a builder of new systems, laying groundwork for future developments. Architect of global interconnectedness, a lasting influence. Genghis Khan's enduring global influence transcends his military victories. His empire became a bridge between East and West, initiating processes of exchange. The Pax Mongolica created an environment where trade and travel flourished. The Silk Road became a bustling highway for goods, ideas, and people. Genghis Khan's policy of religious tolerance fostered peaceful coexistence among diverse faiths. This policy allowed for the exchange of philosophical and theological ideas. His leadership, administrative systems and policies promoted trade and religious tolerance. The interconnectedness fostered during the Pax Mongolica shaped the development of civilizations. Genghis Khan was an unintentional architect of the modern world's foundational interconnectedness. Re-evaluating the Khan, a legacy forged in fire and vision. Genghis Khan is often seen as a ruthless conqueror, but his legacy is more complex. Jack Weatherford's book argues that he was also a profound shaper of civilizations. Genghis Khan's military genius was matched by his administrative acumen. His innovations such as the Yasa and the Yam network were foundational for his empire. These systems fostered internal order and intercontinental connectivity. The Mongol conquests had a significant human cost, but they also cleared the path for new forms of interaction. The Pax Mongolica facilitated the flow of goods, ideas, and people between East and West. Genghis Khan was a catalyst for early globalization, shaping the interconnected world we know today. His legacy is one of profound and lasting interconnectedness. Echoes in modernity, the Khan's enduring relevance. Why does Genghis Khan, a leader from 8 centuries ago, still matter today? His actions and systems resonate in our interconnected world, from global trade to leadership principles. Weatherford's book highlights Khan's meritocracy and innovation, lessons still relevant in modern society. Explore Weatherford's book to understand how history shapes our present and future.